Another makeup video that no one asked for. I was so inspired when I got this palette. I love AMREZY. Like, she's literally a doll on Instagram, and just her makeup and the way she does it. So when I found out that she was doing yet another collaboration with ANASTASIA, I was like, I have to get it. Like, this is literally a Barbie palette. Also, I did get this sent to me in the mail. This video is not sponsored. I just figured I would throw this in here too. This is the Crystal Impressionism's FOCALLURE palette. I did a video with them. I think it was the last makeup tutorial I did, but they were kind enough to send this to me, and I figured I would try this on camera as well because there were some fun shades in here, and I really liked the palettes that I got last time. So first off, my skin is just not having it. It's not really my skin. It's like, it looks like I have herpes of the mouth, like right here. Literally anytime I open my mouth, it just cracks open. I've had it for like a week and it just won't go away. We're just gonna dive into all of these palettes. So these are super interesting because, as you can see, like, look at that. I tried to kind of swatch it a little bit, and I'm really curious about this shade right here, which is called Citron. So it's this really pretty, like, I don't know if you guys can see that. Let's see if we can focus. I don't even know why I'm trying to act like a beauty guru right now, but you can see it's like a really nice peachy shade. So I kind of want to dig into that. And then also this Anastasia palette. I mean, I feel like these two together are perfect. Yeah, I literally have no idea what I'm gonna do, but we're just gonna wing it. I think what I want to do first is go in with the Rose Agate, but I'm gonna just be, you know, dusting it on. I have already primed my eyes with this Anastasia little cream color in Honey. I can't find it. It's like they don't sell it anymore, but I've said it before, the MAC Painterly pot works kind of like the same way, but I don't know if that shade's picking up on camera. It's just like a nice little dusty shade. It's kind of creating a little bit more depth in my eye. Again, I'm not like a makeup artist or anything like that. I'm literally, I don't know, I just thought it would be fun to do a little makeup tutorial. I feel like I should have done this in like a Q&A version, just so, I don't know, you guys can ask me questions so it's a little bit more entertaining, because obviously I am not a makeup artist or anything like that. Now, using the end of just pretty much anything, I'm gonna go in with that same color and start to create kind of like a winged out effect look. This, again, because I am using a lighter shade, is kind of just like mapping it out in a way. Not mapping it out, but just in case I do anything really harsh, I can erase it. But as you can see, it kind of just flicks it up, and it makes it a lot easier to do eyeliner at the end too, if you do end up doing that. Now I just really don't know. Like, I want to play with this one a lot because I actually haven't touched it like at all, but look at how pretty that one is. I just thought like the concept of this was like really cool. Like, look at, see, let's look at this one. Like, I just, again, I have no idea what I want to do, but this one kind of has like a purpley shade. Okay, seriously, I'm the worst. I don't even know why I tried, but there is that, and that one is called Ametrin, and the brush that I'm using for this is BEVERLY NG331. I got this in Pinky Rose. It's like a beauty shop in Sacramento. So as you can see, it's like okay, it's nothing crazy, just kind of dust on. Dude, I am literally the worst at doing makeup tutorials. Like, it looks like nothing is almost even happening. It might be the brush, but it's like a nice, pretty purpley shade. It's applying okay. Wow, I am just messy. I don't like that brush. I just don't like that brush. It looks like this brush is dirty, so, you know, I'm just gonna go in with a little color switch and go like this. You know, it's matching my hair now. I am just in a rut right now. Like, I have no idea what I want to do. Of course, this Anastasia one just has the prettiest sparkles in it. Like, I love this palette so freaking much. Let's see, what do we want to dive into? Let's go actually into Semsa, which is just this dark purple shade, and kind of put it more on the outer corner. And I am going to use the brush that actually comes with it. I am seriously all over the place, but I promise it's only because I just want to play with like all of the shades. So this is what happens when I try to play with all of them. It just starts looking like eyeshadow literally threw up on my eyes. Normally this is not how I would do my eyeshadow, but because I want to play with so many of the colors, I'm just like stacking color over color over color. But hopefully, I promise, it's gonna look normal at the end. Just the flat end of the brush, and I'm gonna go into Wasted. Just to brighten it up a little bit in there. Honestly, why not? Let's just go into Cherry Quartz too, which is just that more pinkier shade. I don't even know why I did that, because I know I'm gonna be putting a completely different color over this. And now, I didn't even think about this, let's go into Rose Quartz a little bit, and not Rose Quartz, Cherry Quartz, and kind of blend everything out on top so it doesn't look so harsh. I want to go into Anastasia, which is this one right here. Again, it almost looks like the same color as like the inside of my lid, but you know, this will kind of amp it up. And I can't decide if I want to wet my brush or not. Let's do it like wet and then dry. So this will be the dry side. I'm gonna put it, prop it right in the middle. Like, ooh, it's like the prettiest, like, do you see that? It's the prettiest little champagne color. I always do this when I pause the camera. I think I'm filming because I had to grab and wet my brush, which was just this random shadow brush, and I applied it, and as you can see, look at the difference. Obviously, I completely like kept diffusing this with my finger. But wow, okay, let me do it again on the other side. Like, how pretty is that, especially if I were to cut the crease or something like that. I want to add more pink to the situation, and at this point I give up telling you guys my brushes because they're all just the same BH Cosmetics ones and like the same little packet. So let's see if this even does anything. Okay, so don't do that. Just if you have a pink eyeshadow, do that. Don't use a shimmery one because I definitely just messed up whatever I had going on. I'm gonna go in with Barb. So I'm gonna try to do the same thing where I want to use it. It's almost like a topper. It's such a pretty, like, sparkly shade. Going in with Semsa again and start to blend it in. I just want to show you, I feel like when I'm in the zone, it just looks so much better because I'm not trying to talk all the time. I went ahead and just popped some eyelashes on. I'll link down the video below of how I do all of that just because I don't have the box anymore and I do manipulate them a little bit. This one is kind of bad, but it's fine. Honestly, you just need 3 colors to do that. Of course, I just wanted to play around and do all of that, but now we're just going to zoom out because I am actually going to show you guys my foundation routine, contour, all of that, just because I never do it really in my makeup videos because it's like the same every single time, but some stuff has changed, some stuff hasn't, so I figured I would include it. So I'm gonna go ahead and mix the NARS foundation in Punjab, I hope I said that right, and then the Maybelline Fit Me concealer in the color 228, which is soft tan. I barely do any, like, I'm not even kidding. I will do 1 pump like this just because I don't like foundation that looks too cakey. I have so many lines, I don't have Botox or anything, so I will literally go like this, move, and I'll have crease right here. So I have to go as thin as possible, like it literally doesn't, oh, okay, I just messed up and did like a bunch, but pretty much what I'm trying to do is like another pump. I feel like this does a good job of pretty much covering the majority of everything, kind of smoothing everything out, and then I mix it on the back of my hand and I start to dot just like this all over my face, and then the rest I will take and just kind of soak my beauty blender up with it, just kind of rub it off, and then I will use a spray. You can use Fix Plus, I just use this rose water. I'll spray it a couple times, dab it on the back of my hand, and just press it in. And I just like using beauty blenders versus brushes when I use this less of foundation, because I feel like, again, it does soak up a lot of product, so it gives a more natural finish, versus anytime I have used a brush, it just looks more like I'm wearing foundation. Now, as for concealer, I've been trying something new, which is the Revolution Conceal and Define in C5.7. Now, I have used the Maybelline one for literally since high school, but everyone always talks about how this one is like similar to Tarte Shape Tape, but for me, I can't bother spending that much on a concealer. Like, I don't know, maybe one day when I have enough money to do that, I will, but for now, no. And everyone compares this one to the Tarte Shape Tape, so I'm gonna use this one. And as you can see, it is a little bit too yellow for me because they did run out of like a lighter color, but it's fine. Okay, we are going to fix that and then just kind of put a little bit down at the nose right here. And I like this because it looks thick, but it actually smooths out pretty light. I am gonna add a little bit of a lighter concealer, which is the Maybelline Fit Me in Fair, and I'm adding just barely any, just enough to kind of tone down, like that much, like barely any, like that. And I like this EcoTools beauty blender because it has like a flat side. I actually use this one right here, which is a Real Techniques beauty blender, and I used to love doing this for under my eyes, but the problem with this is that since it's so small, it soaks up way too much product that it ends up looking cakey by the time I'm like doing the other eye. So what I like to do is I like to do the little flat side first. Then I go in with the RCMA in just the No Color Powder. This is like the only thing I like to use underneath my eyes. It is the only thing that does not crease under my eye. And I do just use the Beauty Blender because for some reason when I use this too, it doesn't crease it either. And it has to be a little bit damp too. It can't be super dry. And then anywhere where I will tend to crease, okay, it's creasing for me again, like I said, is inedible. Okay, seriously, inedible. But I go like that, like for example around my mouth right here, always will crease, but this kind of dims it down, and then I'll kind of brush the rest like right here in this area, just so I don't get as oily. This area I'm not going to touch just because I'm going to go over it with cream in a second. For bronzer, this is my holy freaking grail. This is the Milk Makeup in Baked. It's the little bronzing stick. I use this when I'm not wearing any foundation. This has completely changed my contour routine too. I don't like to use, I know like when you contour you're supposed to use more ashy shades, not like orangey, but I don't really look at this as even contouring anymore. I'm just kind of like warming up my face. And I'm using this Sephora Pro Foundation. I think it's 47. I got this in a gift when I went to like the Girl Boss rally, so I don't even know if they sell it in the stores, but I like it because it's angled, as you can see, and I will just start to carve it out. Using yet again a beauty blender. I don't spray this one this time because I've tried that one time and it actually made it splotchy, so I don't do that anymore, but I will just kind of melt it into the skin. For the bronzer, this is another thing that has kind of changed. I kind of flip and flop from this one to the MAC Give Me Sun, but this is the Glamabronze in Megastar. I have been wanting to get this bronzer for literally so long, but every time I wanted to, it was like out of stock. And then I just used this random brush that my friend's mom gave me, and it's like the best thing for bronzing, highlighting, anything. Like, this is like a universal brush that I use all the time, and I'm pretty much just going over the places that I set that cream bronzer. So up on the forehead, I'll do some right here on the nose, and I've said this before, but this is not me contouring my nose. I just like how this kind of makes it, give it a little bit more of like a sunburnt look. And then just recently I started putting it right here, just right here. I don't know how people do it on the internet, because every time I have tried to do it here, you can see, like if you go outside, you can clearly tell that it's right here. Even if you blend everything into your neck, it just looks crazy. She's always trying to catch the glares from this mirror right now. Look at her. Oh my gosh, look at her. Look at her. For the blush, this one I got actually at TJ Maxx, so I don't even know if they sell this anymore. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills. It is the color Coastline, so it is this peachy shade right here. So I only use like a little bit, and then I obviously go like this. Just kind of dust it on, and it's okay if it looks a little bit crazy because at the end it'll all just kind of, again, morph into the skin. Like it almost blends and really goes into the skin, so it doesn't look as crazy at the end. One of the very last things I do is I use this Bobbi Brown Golden Light. It's a bronzer, but I actually use it to semi-contour my nose. Now I don't contour it to really change the shape. Right now I look a little bit more blown out, but because I have like definition here, it almost makes my nose look flat, so I kind of use shadow to just bring it up a little bit. And I'll use, again, just a random BH brush. I'll literally just go like this and just bring it in like that. So it's, again, not really contouring, but it's like the perfect gray shade. I don't know if you can see it on camera, to bring it up. And then I'll bring it into my eyebrow even. I'll go back in with this and just press it in. As for the brows, I talked about this in my last tutorial, I think. They did send this to me and I did not think I would like it because I've always just, I don't know, I don't like to take a lot of time on my brows. Like I like to just go. I used to actually just use a powder and that was it, but now I've really been into just this little pen. This, I don't even know what it is. Again, I'll link it down below, but I just think it's so easy. I don't know why I've never gone into little things like this, but they just make it so much easier. So I just will fill in anything that looks, again, naked. I just like to do a more natural one. I'm not even creating like this side lighter, this side darker. I'm literally just filling in anything that looks like it needs to be filled in. I have no technique. I don't like doing my brows at all, so I like to spend as less time as possible on them. And I like using this side right here to brush them up because it kind of brushes the product throughout and doesn't make it seem so harsh. I go in with the e.l.f. This is actually a mascara and I think Brow Gel, but I use it as both. I love this. I go through them really fast though, which is the one thing that I do not like, is they run out really fast. But I will go up and just brush them to kind of stick them into place. For the underneath of my eye, I am literally just going to be using that purple Asemsa shade, again using the same Anastasia brush, and just going right underneath it and just connecting the two. And literally that's pretty much it, because again, I don't know if I'm going to use eyeliner yet, so I'm going to go in with the L'Oreal Voluminous Mascara in Blackest Black, and this will kind of help me determine to see if I do want to put eyeliner on or not. To highlight the inner corner of my eye, we're gonna literally use my favorite highlighter in the entire world. It's the Stila Heaven's Hue highlighter, and it is in the color Kitten. I am gonna use this, you know, the highlighter as my face, but also to highlight the inner corner. You can definitely put concealer if you want it to be a little bit more vivid, and I'm gonna kind of bring it up into here. And for the rest of the face, I use a fan brush, again, because I don't like a very in-your-face highlight. I like it to look like my skin is almost glowing, just because I do have a lot of texture on my face. So anytime I use like really crazy highlighters, I always like to compare it to like the Jeffree Star highlighter. Those highlighters are amazing, but on my face it just shows everything, so I like a more skin highlight, which is why I really love the Stila one. And the Jouer highlighters are also really good, and so is the Jouer and Becca. Those are like my top two favorite ones, but the problem with those is that they shatter really easily. Every time I've gone any of them, they have shattered, but this one, because it is more of a putty one, it just kind of stays in its place and doesn't do that. And I also will just, you know, dust the excess off onto my forehead. As for outlining all my little beauty marks, I have one like right here, one right here that got covered up by foundation. I'm actually gonna use Freck. Now this is so freaking expensive. Okay, I got it on sale, so I won with this one, but do you see how small this is? I thought this would be a ripoff because I always just used eyeshadow, but the problem with eyeshadow is it doesn't stay like long. It'll kind of like fade throughout the day, so I like using this. I don't know, I thought, honestly, truly, I thought this was going to be a ripoff, but it wasn't. I'll just kind of stick it onto here. This is obviously used for fake freckles. A lot of people use it for that, and I think you're supposed to like pat it, but when I do like my beauty marks, I don't. I'll go right here, I have one, and then right there I have one, and now I will pat it. So what's cool about this is when I first applied it, it looked red, but as time went on, it kind of turned brown, which is what I like. And then I'm just gonna dot a couple. I just am gonna take an eyeliner brush, dip into 1988, and this is barely gonna do anything. I almost did this to kind of outline where I wanted the shadow to lay, so I kind of just drew it like this, and then once I kind of had that drawn in, I went in with Yugo, which is the much darker color, and then that's when I really started to stamp it out. And then following that, I'm using the e.l.f. liner in Coffee, picking up Yugo again on the same brush that I did my inner corner. I'm gonna start to smear it out a little bit. Honestly debated doing lips because of this nasty thing right here, but we're just gonna do the Italia Deluxe in Natural. This is like one of my favorite lip liners. And as you can see, I like barely lined my lips like at all because I'm just gonna put gloss over it. This is the Oh Hi in Spark. I love this gloss so freaking much. It's like the perfect highlighter for your lips. This is pretty much what it looks like, so it's kind of the final result. I'm gonna fix my hair a little bit and put on some regular clothes, and I tried to put on little shirt. This is from Boohoo. I got it a while ago, and then this little necklace that I did get from Forever 21. I just thought it fit perfectly like with this, and then just some rings, not some rings, I have one ring that my grandma gave me, and then these rings that I got from Princess Polly. And yeah, that is pretty much it. I just felt like doing a makeup video because I don't know, I never do them, and sometimes you guys ask for them, so I will occasionally throw them in there, you know, because they don't get that many views, but I love doing it. It's how I started my channel. Let me know if you do want me to do other looks. Obviously I'm not wait, obviously I'm not a makeup artist, okay? I, as we saw, am freaking terrible at doing makeup, but it's fun for me. So if you do want to see other looks, you know, different colors, let me know. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.